The Sharks make another trade on a busy off day Wednesday for them. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk what the heck was Tyler Toffoli sleeping over with the guys with, and we'll check in on the Cuda right now. This is Teal Town Live. And of course, if you want to be part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world, especially in Sharks territory, on the YouTube page or the app. If you want to be a part of the fest and have your say on the comments, of course, you can follow us on the social, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads. We'll gift the games on there. You find everything at tealtownusa.com. And if you want to support the pod, you can do so at tealtownusa. So with that, I say good evening to Jules one more time.
I'm back, apparently. Hi.
She's tolerating me.
I'm not. I wanted to go on. What are you talking about?
Thank you for going on, and kudos to you. Thank you for doing a solo show in the morning when Vitek Vanacek.
That was today.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun. If you missed it, there's a whole video about it. But Vitek Vanacek moves to Florida in exchange for minor league forward Patrick Giles.
The rebuild's fucked up.
Oh my god, stop it. So there's a whole video on our YouTube channel about that. But we'll be reporting to the Barracuda, so support there. And let's be honest here, Jules, kind of a support for the Barracuda in this move as well, as Vincent Desharnais goes to the Sharks in exchange for San Jose's 2028 fifth round pick. Pittsburgh wasn't done. They would get Luke Shen along with was it Tommy Novak going to Pittsburgh along with Michael Bunting in a fourth round pick. So I guess this was like a cap space move per se.
I don't know what this move was. And yeah, so before I get to that one, real quick, regarding the Sharks and this deal, which is a deal that I understand. I don't understand the Pittsburgh Nashville one. But regarding this one, I saw a ton of people freaking out. And yes, Kevin, we're doing this during the Cuda game because it's also now a watch along party of the third period.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Kevin, if you aren't on, come on over. Let us know.
Yeah, Kevin, join us. No, but listen, like I saw a ton of people kind of overreacting to this deal. Listen, a right shot D-man in the NHL is still kind of precious gold. You add to that 6'7". Yeah. Sorry, Elliot Friedman tweeted something. Anyways, you add to that he's 6'7" and can hit, as Rocks and Jaws is saying. GMs are going to show interest in him. I don't mind this. We traded for a kid who's entering his sophomore year in high school, literally. So I'm not worried about a 2028. What was it? Fifth round pick? Fifth? Yep. Yeah, I'm not worried about that for a guy who Ethan Cardwell, who I think fits in kind of nicely. You know, I know Ian was mad because he wants the blue line to improve next year. You still don't know what Greer's cooking. Like, would I be shocked if Mario Ferraro gets traded tomorrow morning? No. Would I be shocked if Jan Ruda gets traded tomorrow morning? No. Tristan Robbins was also healthy scratch today. He was supposed to be, I think, in the lineup. Or he was just fully a healthy scratch. I know he took warm-ups. So that's something to also keep an eye out. But yeah, you're getting a 6'7" right shot D-man, which, you know, GMs can't stand not having it. And he also last year went to the Stanley Cup final. So he knows how to win.
And play the right way.
Like, this isn't a trade to this has not fucked up the rebuild in any sense of the imagination. Their blue line next year, their entire blue line next year is expiring. They have no defenseman signed past 26, 27 at the moment. And mind you, Shakir, Thompson need a new contract. But besides that, they have no defenseman signed past 25, 26. I think that's a clear sign that we will be better by this year.
Or they're going to go out on the free agent market to try to get some.
Yeah. They also have 5 forwards signed in 26, 27. The current 26, 27 Sharks are composed of Logan Couture, who has a fractured wee-wee, Tyler Toffoli, Barclay Goodrow, Macklin Celebrini, and Will Smith. I don't know if Toffoli has a fractured wee-wee. I should not say that on live air, but I'm just saying no one else is signed. And then you have the last year of the Erik Karlsson trade, like retention slot, and then Hurdle's deal that still has 2 years left.
So yeah, they'll get a retention spot next year.
I did not mean to say the thing. I didn't think that through when I said that out loud.
Oh, of course. No. Okay. Yeah, great. First off, a super chat donation. Mitya Reznikov, thank you very much. $4.99 super chat. Who? Vincent Desharnais, as Jules has mentioned. Big guy, 6'7". He's got 3 assists on the year in 44 games with Pittsburgh and previously with Vancouver.
Hitting machine. He will provide you 0 offense. He will provide you 0 offense, but he will defend. Sometimes shittily, but he will defend. Again, it's either a Jan Ruda or a Ferraro replacement. Pick your poison. I'm convinced Mario Ferraro is being traded. So,
yeah. So,
hi, Puck Mom.
Yes, please hold on one moment here. But I will say, and I'll leave you with this question while I put you in full Zoom, if you don't mind.
Oh God damn it! Yeah, no, you're fine.
No, this is a move kind of for the Cuda in my mind. You know, that keeps the kids down low, and along with the Giles move today.
Yeah, I mean, I think
run for Cuda.
Lacey literally tweeted this out. Like, the move this morning was a move to strictly help the Cuda make a run at the Calder Cup finals. And I believe the last time he did that, he referenced the trade. Lacey, if you're in the chat, if you remember what trade you referenced, but I do remember you pointing that out. And this one here today, like, Mike Grier isn't, at some point you do got to let the kids take over. But I look at this cap situation and I'm like, listen, Mike Grier is going to let them juice. If Mukhamadulin's ready, he should go and step forward. But like next year, right, you have Vlasic, who's, let's play honest, he's not going to play much. He's maybe your like 7th D next year. You have Wallman, Ferraro, who might get traded. And if not this year, then he's definitely fucking getting traded next year because he has 1 year left at $3,250,000, right? And then you have Liljegren. You have Ruda, who's out the door. Lacey's going to be on in 5. Can you text him the link or someone text him? Do you have a link, Lace? Anyways,
we'll get it for him. Hang on.
You have Ruda, who's gone. And then you have Desharnais, Thron, Mukhamadullin, Thompson, and then Schultz is whatever. So, like, it's not that clogged per se, and they're probably going to go and sign a guy out in the thing. But, again, Mook is I see why people are a little upset just because it kind of barricades it a little more.
Yeah.
But, like, you don't know for any fact of the imagination that Mario Ferraro isn't traded tomorrow. You don't know for any of the fact of the imagination that, you know, maybe they trade, I don't know, maybe they'll trade Wallman back to Detroit. I don't know what they're going to do, but this doesn't feel like a move that's just Greer's making this move just to make it. You know what I mean? This feels like it's leading up. And same with how do you pronounce this man's name again? Giles?
Giles,
yeah. And same thing with the Giles trade, right? Like, this is assuming on the fact that the Sharks are going to go out and trade a forward. Like, they're going to trade probably Sturm and Cunnin probably are the 2 most obvious. But I've seen, Delandry's name being floated out there, and I've seen everyone's fucking name out there to a certain extent. So Yeah, yes. I mean, they're down 5-1 to Vegas. I'm sure they'd love a Mario Ferraro right now because Ferraro knows how to beat Vegas for sure.
Yes. Al, good to see you, man.
Wait, what
uh,
I did not
you
mean to
did
do that.
no, you're fine. I did that part.
Yes, Rocks and Joss. I agree. Sorry, keep going, Puckguy.
Yeah, something's got to be in the works. You wonder if that what was it? And Dave B saying, I don't know what anyone wants to add Robertson from Toronto. We have a few Robertsons already. Primary is Zetterland.
Zetterland's a good player. You want, like Breezebus said, you want to build your team filled with good players. Listen, Nicholas Robertson also hasn't been given lately he's been giving the best
Giles.
opportunity. Like he's been giving better opportunity, but again, I don't mind. I will never mind Mike Greer taking a swing. How old's Robertson? 23.
Yeah.
Jules probably should have done her research before starting this rampage, but what is he? 23, 24? He's 23. Yeah, I'm never gonna be mad at Mike Greer taking a shot at a young guy.
So we shall see how that goes. Obviously, with Vegas getting lit up, you're gonna have to think that something's gonna be, there'll be some overreaction in Toronto for sure. So we'll get to that.
Okay. Sorry, we all have our Twitter notifications on high alert right now.
Yeah, I mean everything's going to be changing pretty soon. So,
are there any? Wait, can I address this? Are there any real rumors going around? So that's the thing. Friedman hasn't directly addressed Toronto. Friedman hasn't directly addressed the Ferraro rumors. I think a little bit of Sharks hopium is taking over here, but I don't know who this was. I think Puck Empire put it out there that the Avs might be in on him or something along those lines. But it's been rumored forever that like Ferraro's been on the trade block. Like John Gibson of our team that's been on the trade block for what feels like 15 years. So
yeah. And the other part too with Toronto, I believe they do not have their first round pick for this year. Yeah, they don't. They do have their second, third, fifth, sixth, and seventh. They have their first round for 2026, which is interesting because for the San Jose Sharks, for the 2026 draft, they don't have a third, fifth, or sixth themselves. So they do have a first and 2 seconds. So that could be something to keep an eye on. Maybe it gets moved to a to
Toronto
2026.
fans are now also like just begging Brad Living to do a trade because of the insane price Tampa just paid for 2 guys.
And that's the big thing too with Yanni Gordon, Oliver Borkstrand, going to Tampa and then sending basically 2 firsts and a second, and Mikey Acemont, former Shark, going for a former Worcester Shark. Yeah, it's a little crazy right now with that. So
like it's a seller's market. Like 100%. Ryan Donato might fetch a first round pick for fuck's sake. Like, no offense to Ryan Donato, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, that's crazy. John Swenson saying maybe the Sharks could have gotten more for Granlund and Ceci if they waited.
Maybe, but I don't think you're fetching up 2 firsts for Granlund and Ceci. Like they're not Bjorkstrand and Gord. Also Tampa in general will overpay for a player they like. Like that's kind of they don't give a shit about draft picks. Like if you heard Breezebot today, I think was like, I'd rather have a team filled with good players than a ton of draft picks, which makes sense. They're, what's better than a first? 2 first.
So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. To keeping it up with an update for the Barracuda, it is still 3-3 with about 13-15 left in the third period. Kind of going back and forth with Barracuda scoring, then San Diego scoring as well.
It's just been like a back and forth game.
And the return of Brett Hedican, who is an interim assistant coach. He is on the bench for the Gulls did a nice little salute to the crowd as they were showing him on the bench. Refer. Davey, you know what's better than you first? A happy Celebrini. You're not wrong.
Celebrini is very happy. We will get to Celebrini here in a bit.
Yes. AJ saying, can we trade Hula Trunk for Shrimpinate Easy? Oh, you're not wrong there. But what?
No, keep going. I'm looking up something.
Gotcha. So there's that on the day. I mean, any of the other traits that stuck out to you?
Okay.
I mean that Pittsburgh Nashville one was something, but other than that, I don't think there was too much.
I mean, the Bjorkstrand and Gord for an immense amount. Mikey Eastman is now playing on the Tampa Bay Lightning, so that's fun.
Yanni Gord.
We get to see him so much more now.
Oh, with the Kraken, you mean?
Yeah, with the Kraken. So yeah, I think the Tampa, they always overpay for a bit, but they've won 2 cups. Like, we were giving them shit when they traded. Well, not Sharks fans, but the entire NHL was giving them shit when they traded. Barclay Goodrow for 2 firsts.
Yeah,
and that got him the cup. So, what can I say?
Yep.
No one's taking Forgiev.
No, Anaheim Ducks. John Gibson exits the game. There's something we've heard over like the last 7 years. That's
no. John Gibson will always exit the game.
Yeah.
Like John Gibson exits the game every other game. So
yeah.
I off all the lights in my room and it's still shit. Okay, whatever.
You're
Kevin!
fine. And they score.
Wait, no, hold up. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold.
Just as Kevin comes on,
we have
Ethan
a
Cardwell
trade to announce.
Now you can go, Puckguy.
Gotcha. Thank you. Kevin, you're with us?
Yeah, well, I was like, we don't have a trade or a goal. What are you talking about? But now I have the Cardwell goal. So
okay,
sweet.
Yes. Sorry, I apologize for my feet being ahead of you, sir.
It's all good.
But Ethan Cardwell.
Let me start off by saying, I'll tell you what's better than a first-round pick. 2 Stanley Cups.
Thank you.
The Tampa Bay trade, you go, wow, that's a lot to give up for Oliver Bjorkstrand and Yanni Gord, even though that significantly bolsters their top 9. Remember when Tampa Bay traded a first-round pick for that Barclay Goodrow guy and they won 2 Stanley Cups? I don't think that really worked out so badly for them. So I trust that they know what they're doing, and I trust them a lot more than whatever the hell Nashville and Pittsburgh did.
I don't understand. Does anyone understand that trade? Like, genuinely, does anyone understand that trade? Because I looked at it and I was like, I'm
gonna look at it from a pro wrestling standpoint, which is the wait till the story is over before we really judge that one, because I cannot imagine Pittsburgh's keeping Luke Shen. I could see every
they like his character. They like his personality. Did you see the quote that came out?
No.
They like his character. They were like, yeah, there's a chance we don't flip him because we liked his character and personality and the grit he brings.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Well, Kevin, good to see you.
Oh,
thanks for jumping on. We took a gander, like maybe he's at the game, but
nah. Even though it's only Wednesday games remaining on the Barracuda schedule, that's a little disappointing. But I will actually be at the Education Day game that I just realized is the start of my vacation. So why not? Why not?
Why not? Yes.
Go.
What have you liked from the Cuda so far? We got about 10.5 minutes to go.
I have been listening to the radio feed only until about 3 minutes ago.
Gotcha. Or over the weekend.
Good? Sorry, Puckguy, go, and then I'll ask.
Go ahead, Jules.
I say, isn't Potsy great? Don't we love Potsy?
Yeah. I'm forever going to be bitter at the couple of media folks who said, "Who knew what an impact Andrew Podorowski?" I fucking knew. I'm the one that put it on Twitter. I'm the one that put it in all caps that this is exactly the player that we needed. And guess what? He's producing. He's the league's leading scorer. What a shocker!
What was your reaction when the Cuda signed him?
Fantastic. No, seriously.
Weren't you running around screaming around your house when the
I
Cuda signed?
ran through my house over an AHL player. That's how significant that signing was.
Mhm.
So don't give me that. Who knew what a great player he'd be? He's about to become, he potentially could become the second player in AHL history to win the scoring race 3 times in his career. There's only been one player, I don't even know the player. There's only been one player who has ever won the league scoring title 3 times. Andrew Podorowski could become the second. But who knew what a great player he was going to be? These are also the same folks that said Patrick Giles, he's big. Cool.
He also has 3 shorthanded goals. And
Yeah.
mind you, he only has 5 goals on the season. 3 of those are shorthanded.
I do want to talk about Patrick Giles a little bit
for it.
because obviously he's a power forward at 6'5", 220 or whatever he is, but he's not like don't think he's a wrecking ball type of player. He's a very large man. But I do think there's a lot to be said about his defensive game. And as you mentioned, he has the 3 shorthanded goals. But this is a player that has, 9 points, 7 points or something like that in the AHL this season. At 7 points, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Dude with 7 points was good enough to get 9 NHL games with the defending Stanley Cup champions. So I know that for some people look at the stats and you know, you got to look at the stats, right? But you can't just judge it off the stats and go, we're trading our goalie for a guy with 7 points in the AHL. Man, he sucks. Well, if a guy who's got 7 points is good enough to be in the NHL, maybe he does a lot of other things right. And Patrick Giles definitely does a lot of other things right. I mean, Jules, I'm glad that you brought up the point about the penalty kill and shoring that up. We know the Barracuda, they take way too many penalties.
I'm glad they're addressing the fact that they take too many penalties by getting a good penalty, you know?
Yeah.
I
Well,
love this team. Fuck Christ.
But, you know, with Beasted out and Vincent's always hurt these days, and Colin White is a threat of getting called up at any point, and Ethan Cardwell's on a tear right now, so maybe Ethan Cardwell gets another look here before the regular season's over. So those are 4 penalty killing forwards out the door there potentially here down the stretch. You need a guy like Patrick Giles to come in and shore up the PK, if for nothing else, being the number 1 penalty killing center. Now, the one thing I can say that won't be on paper because the AHL doesn't allow these stats to come out is, in my head, I thought Patrick Giles was an excellent face-off taking center in my head. But based on the limited stats that I looked at last summer, which I think were mostly based off of preseason stats and such, dude wasn't winning very many faceoffs. So maybe he's more suited for right wing. But nevertheless, you know, it's nice to see Mike Greer make a move because this organization doesn't make moves like this very often. The last time, like you brought up, I think the last time the Sharks did any kind of move like this was trading Tommy Wingles for Buddy Robinson and Zach Stortini. And at that time, I think we said, have the Sharks ever made a move like this to actually try and improve their farm system and win at a level? Ah, there's a goal for the Gulls.
Yeah. San Diego just tied up 4-4 with Washington to go.
That one.
What happened? Who was that? Is that Cogs?
Misiak.
Yeah, he's good for them. He's been a solid ad. I think they got him in like the second round one year.
He was a Montreal draft pick.
It was the Montreal one. Yeah, that was
last
that one.
year, if I recall, in a minor league swap.
No.
Ooh, yeah. Braden Hachet's got to tie Mishak up better than that.
Yeah. No, but like again, I think I tweeted this, but the fact that they got anything for VTech, I'm happy about.
Exactly.
Not a guy I thought would have been moved, you know, a month ago.
Yeah.
So they got kind of something out of what feels like nothing. Because I said this before. Remember the original deal for VTech was Capo Kakkonen going the other way, and it was VTech in a 7th. Capo Kakkonen's now playing for the AHL affiliate of the Winnipeg Jets, and Vanchek's now being traded for a guy who's hopefully going to help us, the AHL team, at least win a game or win a round.
Yeah. I don't know the answer off the top of my head, but how many goaltenders have the Sharks gone through since the Martin Jones buyout?
Devin Dubnyk. What was that guy's name? You want me to count? Because I probably could name them, most of them.
Well, I think Dubes
magic trick.
Was here and gone before
Was
Joner
he?
left. Yeah.
Oh, what's the other guy's? Not Dubnyk.
I think
All right.
I think Reimer. Let's see, Aiden Hill.
Blackwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Teal Town Cash Cab.
Blackwood, Cooley, McIniemi, Kronar.
Joseph Konaj.
Yeah.
Konash, yep.
Oh no. Oh guys, come on, Cuda.
7 minutes ago in the third period, tied up at 4-4.
You forgot Aaron Dell.
Oh my god. Delhi.
Romanov got in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Romanov's back now.
Yeah.
Magnus Krona.
Okay.
Wait. Oh
We
gosh.
need to address this Tyler Toffoli sleepover.
We will. Hang on. I gotta get this really quick though. Kevin, the one that came in Pittsburgh, he made his NHL debut.
Magnus Krona?
No, I thought it was something.
I know who you're talking about, and I'm
Jesse.
It's a what? It's a Russian.
Jesse,
right?
great job.
Zach
Sawchenko.
Pittsburgh, yeah, Zach
Yeah.
Sawchenko.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Who was the Russian kid that I was like, he's not that good, guys? Like,
oh,
Melnichuk?
I was gonna say
Melnichuk. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yep, I'm the B-Pug 831.
The one that I was battling with everybody over.
Like you were with Nick Cicek battling.
God,
I always have to bring that one up. Nick Cicek must be always.
All right. Yes, let's get to the explanation of this. Sorry, we're covering you, Kevin, but I mean, did you see this earlier?
No.
Jules, go for it.
Well, I just have several questions. So for those of you who don't know the context of this photo, this is the context. I gotta have a sleepover with Will and Mac tonight. Lol. What? Lol. Will said on the bus last night, if all three of us score, I have to sleep over with them. Lol. Where? In their hotel room. They're in the same room. So Tyler Toffoli got himself in a little bit of a fun situation where he had to sleep over with Will Mack in their hotel room in Buffalo last night. And this was the photo that came out of it on Tyler's Instagram this morning. His wife literally said, I thought you were joking. Now, can I ask you a question, Puckguy? Do you go to sleep with 3 water bottles by your side and a glass of milk?
Okay. I'm not going to lie. I will have maybe a couple of cookies and a glass of milk, around this time before I get to go to bed. I will have a water, but I mean, not 3 water bottles.
Why is there a glass of milk? Also, Toffoli on the roller bed is killing me.
When we find out tomorrow he's got a bad back for the game against
I know.
Colorado.
He's out.
So I'm having flashbacks of my trip to Denver at the start of October, where we had 2 beds and 3 guys, and we were not sharing a bed with each other. So my buddy Andy took one for the team and decided to sleep on the floor, or at least thought he was taking one for the team, till I went to brush my teeth. And all of a sudden I hear giggling coming from the hotel room. I'm like, oh no, what are these guys doing? And I come out of the bathroom and they have completely taken the mattress and pillows and everything off of my bed and set it up on the floor. So all I have is the fucking box spring. and Andy's laying there all comfy, and it kind of looked like that, except just one of those beds missing a box spring, or just being a box spring only. So cool on me.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Crazy.
yeah.
I mean, we were
love
we
the
were
kids.
kind of wondering last night when Toffoli scores this game, the empty netter here, and everybody's upset, and we're seeing this celebration with the guys right here. Like we're like, wondering, I mean, it's like it's goal 24. It's not like a significant goal or anything, and and now we know why.
Toffoli's probably like, fuck.
He's like,
Cele-
great.
Celebrini's got that look on his face, like, dude, we're doing this, man.
There you go. That's what happened.
They're also all wearing matching shirts. No, hold up, back up. Not that photo. That photo's obvious. They're literally all wearing matching fucking hoodies. Dude,
Hashtag
this
Teal
is a-
together.
This is a cult.
Oh my God. It's not a. Oh my God. Okay.
Hey, better team building right now this time, or than this time last year, I should say.
Oh,
So,
100%.
Jesse, hockey players get hydrated. Nice.
there you go. I was gonna say I usually have 2 water bottles.
Yeah,
by
I
my
don't know
bed
if
at all
that's free
times.
swag, AJ, or they just all went out and bought matching hoodies. I would not put it against Mac and Will.
Oh my God. But seriously, I mean, honestly, they do have all kinds of swag. But yeah, that makes sense. And yes, in the beat plug 831, much better culture.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely see how these guys are coming together a little bit more. That Toronto win did oodles for all of them, which is nice to see.
100%.
So we're about a little over 4 minutes left in regulation. Cuda and the
Oh my
Gulls are
God.
tied up 4-4.
One thing that has been, since we haven't really done too much individual Barracuda coverage this season, the Barracuda need to stop losing to teams below them in the standings. Like a big part of their free fall this season, not free fall, that's harsh to say, but they for a while they were hanging on to 6th overall in the AHL, and while we knew they were going to come back down to earth, how they have come back down to earth has been Abbotsford's worked their way up through the standings through the Barracuda. Tucson has worked their way up through the standings through the Barracuda. San Diego has gone from being last place in the league. Who do they keep beating this season? The Barracuda. And here it's 4-4 again. Like this team's been the kryptonite for the Barracuda this season. And so you get 3 teams. Henderson, fortunately, has been about the only team not working their way up through the Barracuda.
Thank goodness.
But you get 3 teams in your own division who are just handing you losses. We gotta bring it up here for the playoffs, because you're playing your division there the first couple of rounds.
Yep. San Diego with 48 points right now. The Cuda with their back-to-back victories against Henderson are at 61 and could be heading to 62 if they get this game to overtime with about 2:45 left.
Oh, as I say that, fucking the Gulls almost score. All right.
Yep.
Oh,
So
flying.
we'll see how it goes. And no new news on Askarov either, right? He's still quote unquote day to day.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't expect to hear too much since AHL injuries are kind of a mystery. But yeah, but I mean, he didn't look great there. He was shaking his leg off quite a bit there between those second and third goals in that horrible Ontario game a couple of Wednesdays ago. And you could tell right away something was bothering him there, and he tried to play it through, but ultimately pulled himself from the game. So that's never a good sign.
Never good. We can only hope that he'll be okay. And I'll ask you this, and I think I've asked Ian a bunch of times as well. So to be allowed to play in the Calder Cup playoffs, you have to be on the AHL roster by when? It's like a day or two after the trade deadline.
It's kind of weird because on trade deadline day, you see a bunch of transactions, call ups and send downs like 10 minutes late, reassignments like 10 minutes apart from each other. But at the same time, 7 days after the NHL trade deadline is when rosters lock for the AHL playoffs. So, and you usually see AHL only trades happen there 7 days after the NHL trade deadline. So I don't exactly I used to know the deadlines, and now I just kind of go. And even Patrick Williams, who's still the best AHL follow, if you don't follow him but you want to know more about the AHL, at P Williams NHL is the source for the American Hockey League. Even
Absolutely.
he sometimes throws his hands up in the air about the because it's clear day, but as I think the last time I was on with you, Eric, I told you clear day technically isn't a thing anymore.
Right.
I'm like, well, then what the heck do we have 7 days after the NHL trade deadline then? So
yeah, I just been curious because I'm wondering if there are any chances that some guys who might be AHL eligible, like we'll say for example Muka Medulin and Thrun, for example, could get the call. Come.
Thrun definitely needs to be sent back to the minors here, and again, I think he needs to be on the AHL roster for the NHL trade deadline. I think there is some sort of implication there. I just wish I had a better grasp than I do these days of that.
Gotcha. It is 0-0 in the third period. We are headed to overtime as the Cuda and Gulls are tied up at 4-4. So the Cuda get a point unless they decide to pull the goalie, and that fails them massively. So 62 points.
Sean McCarthy, big brain play. There you go.
Which currently puts them 3 points out of the number 4 seed Ontario, who also has 2 games in hand on the Cuda as well.
There is one more thing I want to put out there about the trade deadline, clear day, etc., is that teams are only allowed a certain number of moves that they can make, which I believe is 4. So they can't just send Thrun down because they had him on the roster by the deadline. They don't want. These moves or these rules are in place to prevent teams from just stacking their AHL roster. Like Macklin Celebrini's not coming down to the Barracuda for playoffs here.
For Calder Cup, Celebrini, Smith, Mook, just send everyone down. Graf, you're coming back down, buddy. Thrun, you're coming back down.
Celebrini wins the Calder.
Come back down.
Celebrini wins the Calder twice in 1 year.
That'd be sick.
You won't believe how it happened. We'll add an arrow to like Celebrini's, face or something there. Yeah. All right, we're getting ready for overtime at Texas Arena. We'll keep you posted on that.
Are we taking bets on who's gonna?
Oh God, no!
here?
Every time I bet, they lose right now.
Oh.
Yeah, she is not a.
I'm off the betting
Sounds
game.
like Jules picked Igor Sidorov to win the game.
No, Misak. There you go. Misak is my bet.
There you go. That's right. Use that reverse psychology. I love it. I'll go Potsy. And
What's better than now he's using my own line. What's better than a first round pick? 2 Stanley Cups. What's better than 1 Calder? 2 Calders. There you go. Well,
why not piss off Canadian fans more?
Who did you say you're going with, Eric?
I'll go with Podorowski.
Woo!
I thought about Cagnoni, but I can't.
Go Cags, go Cags, go Cags, go Cags. Carrier, that's a fun move there, buddy.
Yep. Behind the net.
Cagnoni is so good. I love Luca Cagnoni.
Looking for Podorowski getting harassed all the way back into his own zone to regroup. Come on now.
I'm way ahead of Puckguy.
I want to go with Lucas Carlson for this.
Oh, that's a good pick. I forget he's on the Cuda sometimes.
Well, he was out the first couple of months with the ACL recovery.
Yeah.
So
He's
sometimes it
another
takes-
guy I was super happy when they got.
Definitely.
Him and
Nice.
Jimmy have been very nice
Yeah.
additions.
Schultz been really good.
Oh, almost there. Oh no. Who just fell in the oh no.
Oh, now you're behind. And they score. San
Really?
Diego.
What?
Was it Nestorenko? That's who I would have gone with for.
It almost looked like a Cuda defenseman
No,
goaltender interference with his own goaltender.
Yeah, he pushed his own goalie. Cagnoni pushed his own goalie.
As the puck was going in, the Cuda lose
Cagnoni
5-4
pushed
in
his own
overtime.
goalie.
Well, you got the 22 right.
Yeah, right.
Cags pushed his own goalie, and it didn't help that I think Cags also fell like 10 seconds before that goal.
Ryan Carpenter with the OT goal, the goal scorer of the greatest goal in Barracuda history. That's right.
Great.
Assisted by who, Kevin?
The greatest goal scored in history on the team that acquired Buddy Robinson and Zach Stortini the last time that a Sharks GM made a trade like today's.
Yep, from Bailey. Oh, jeez. Oh, come on.
Oh my god, that's too much.
And Brett Hedican is celebrating on the bench. That's great. All right. No, seriously, he's like an interim assistant coach now.
No, I know. No, he's not interim. He's
full on now.
He's God, what is he? What is his role?
Nolenberger mentioned he was an interim assistant instead of like a.
Well, he's like
development coach,
player development coach or something.
Yeah.
Like the one who oversees the player development. So I mean, yeah, he would be an interim assistant coach if he wants to be, I assume.
Yeah, go figure. So San Diego gets.
You can't tank in the AHL, Dave.
Yeah, we wish. All right.
Well, Podorowski got yet another goal to make the Potsy posse happy. So
nice.
He's gonna lead us to the Calder.
How excited are you? I mean, it's maybe a little premature to say it, but how excited are you for playoff hockey at TechCU? That place is going to be buzzing.
It's going to be a blast because as the Barracuda have been able to show here and there, they can sell out games when they have the right theme night or the right opponent or whatever. They can easily sell out TechCU Arena. And so saw it in 2017 when the Barracuda made the playoffs and had their best season on record. They pulled 8,000 people for an AHL game at SAP Center. So, I mean, they should easily be able to sell out playoff games at TechCU this year. So, got to get there first. Can't keep losing to San Diego.
No, you can't do that. No. Third star Podorowski, second star Ethan Cardwell, first star Misiak.
Called it.
So there you go. And now the Cuda head out on the road, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
They do. They got
believe.
a bunch of road games here. So really, they only have a couple of Wednesday games and then the two games against Abbotsford at the end of this month, and then Fan Appreciation Weekend against Ontario, and that's about it for the home schedule.
Wow. Let's see. So yeah, they go to Abbotsford this weekend, and then next weekend, the following weekend, they're in Tucson. Come back for the Cuda Classroom game March 19th at 10:30 a.m. and then a home at home with Bakersfield on the 22nd and 23rd, and then at San Diego, and then
home and away the 22nd and the 23rd.
The Cuda website showing at Bakersfield on Saturday the 22nd and home.
Yeah.
On the March 23rd. Yep. So be on the lookout for that. Get your tickets. That'd be great to get a full barn out at Texas Arena. I love going to those games. I just wish I lived closer. So, all right. Well, we should get things wrapped up here as Tristan Robbins has not been moved yet, but he was scratched late. Let's see what that means.
I'm still on the train for hours getting traded tomorrow morning until someone convinced me otherwise.
I don't know. I'm not there yet about Ferraro getting traded. I still think Ruda does go as long as he passes a physical. I don't think that. I mean, then again, we didn't think Tomas Hertl was going to get traded when he got traded.
True.
So,
yeah, ain't that the truth? Yep.
yeah. But Vincent Desharnais is not going to be the end of the world here.
No.
He's there to. Hey, you can only. You said it earlier today, Jules. The Sharks can only trade so many bodies. You still have to be able to trust
like
a lineup
roster.
of 18 players and 2 goaltenders for the remainder of the season. So, yeah, I actually like the Vincent Desharnais trade for now until he turns into the next Kyle Burrows or something like that. But for right now, I really liked his game in Bakersfield. I just thought of him as a larger Jake Middleton. So hopefully he can turn into NHL Jake Middleton and he'll be good to go.
Yeah. The larger Jake Middleton would not hurt.
Not at all. That's for sure. All right. So in case you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or wherever you get your podcast. This audio version will be up shortly. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. Hit that like button as you head out. Hit that subscribe button so you get more content, more Sharks related content. And of course, if news breaks, hit that notification bell. That'll let you know when we do go on the air, if there is a breaking trade on there. So not the least of which, Jules will be back on Friday morning with our, well, you know what? Forget it. Welcome to our 42-hour great deadline
fork
marathon.
off to the moon.
Okay.
Take that, James Duffy.
Yeah. Trade center this.
No, yeah, 42 hours. We're starting now, and it's going to be me, Kevin, and Puckguy, and no one's allowed to leave or sleep.
Dear Lord, could you imagine if somebody did that? Oh man. All right, Kevin, we'll start off with you with your final thoughts on this evening.
No, I didn't mind the trades today. I thought Mike Grier had a good day. I think this is just the start. It also could be the finish. I really don't. We're either going to see a lot of moves or not many moves, and even so, I expect them to just be moves like what we saw today. The Sharks don't have a lot of trade value in the assets that are available outside of Mario Ferraro and maybe Luke Cunnin, but we shall see. I expect we're going to have more breaking news here on Teal Town Live over the next couple of days.
So thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Jules, Thursday, your day off, I guess you could say. So
if the Sharks are going to make a trade, I'm sorry, I'm calling it. If the Sharks, I will be all right. Here's my thought. I will be shocked if the Sharks don't make a deal tomorrow. But if they somehow don't, and I'm wrong, then we'll see what they do on Friday. I kind of agree with Kevin. I think it can go two ways. There's either going to be a buttload of trades, or we see 3 trades on Friday that are just kind of, Luke Cunnin to the Leafs for blah, or Nico Sturm to the Devils for blah. So, yeah. But the Sharks have gotten very tall. They've added a 6'7" and a 6'5" guy today. So we're getting taller.
Yes. My final thoughts on this night, again, like a number of things that Mike Grier has done. It may not be looking good for Mike Grier right now, but maybe you're doing some solid favors. So down the road, when you need somebody or that final piece of the puzzle, you'd be like, hey, remember when I got you that player to get you over the hump?
Exactly.
That's what it could be. Now, that being said,
remember when we claimed Barclay Goodrow off waivers and took the entire cap hit, New York Rangers?
Just
why didn't we get
there.
Ryan Lindgren, by the way?
We're not there yet.
Damn it.
But
Agency.
let's
We can
also be
play him
honest.
tomorrow, so it's fine.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Desharnais not likely to be here or be in the lineup for the Sharks on Thursday against Colorado. Most likely Saturday against the Islanders. But most importantly, there's that effect that okay, you're doing a solid now, maybe later, but also you're doing yourself a solid to have guys in the lineup so that we can keep the kids in the Cuda to go for a run. We don't know the extent of Askarov, but if he is in for the Calder Cup playoffs, if the Cuda make it, man, that'd be fun. So we'll be back.
Askarov can steal games for the Cuda easily. Like we've seen him do that at the start of the year. He can steal a game for the Cuda. So if he's healthy for the playoffs and Beasted is back to health, like Beasted, I like him enough where I think
he has something to prove for losing his starting job last year in Milwaukee to Troy Grosnick during the playoffs. So he has something to prove here in the Calder Cup playoffs this year.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, don't underestimate the Cuda in the playoffs. When they get Askarov back, right now they're a little bit of a shit show. Giving them Asky.
Hey, they got points in 3 straight games. You gotta like that at the very least. So
standing ovation, John McCarthy.
Damn. We'll be back with you Thursday following Sharks and Avalanche. That's a 6:30 game that's exclusively on ESPN. So that will be your live and interactive post-game show for that. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll keep you posted on anything that comes up between now and post-game on Thursday night. Till then, thanks for watching. Keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. Good night, everyone.